And this is now a wind event because the heavy snowfall is really over.
Yeah, the dense stuff that was earlier this morning started like 8, 9, 10 a.m., as late as 11 a.m. for the eastern side of the metro area. That's done. It's still falling a little bit into western Wisconsin. We heard a little bit from Kelsey, and she was saying it's still warm. The snow is good for making snowman. We had that earlier this morning. That is now moved into western Wisconsin. Also still a little bit, it looks like, down towards Rochester and Winona. But now look at all this stuff on the backside right here. This lighter stuff. It's not heavy bands like you're seeing right here. It's instead just powder. That powder is lighter, it's not as dense, it blows around easier though, makes snow drifts, really good at that. It's really good also at reducing visibility. That's why there's a blizzard warning out for large sections, really the southwestern half of the state, all the way from Rochester through Albert Lee. That I-35 section, of course, near Albert Lee and Owatonna, now closed because of those conditions, all the way up to St. Cloud, Alexandria, even further north. It's because of the blowing snow. Here's a section just east of Albert Lee in Austin, my old stomping grounds. Dexter, Minnesota. This is oriented from the southwest to the northeast, perfectly perpendicular to the wind direction. You can't see much. This is a live look from the DOT camera there off the interstate I-90. This is I-90, in case I didn't mention. And not closed there, but there is a plow who has reported that they're seeing a lot of snow drifts there. Visibility next to nothing. Now in the Twin Cities, visibility isn't going to be quite as reduced, but also it's not going to be great. We'll see some visibility at times because of the snow and the wind down to about 1/4 of a mile. It's once you get less than that you really talk about blizzard conditions, but it's still going to be ugly. And it's not just visibility, it's the risk for snow drifts, large clumps of snow, which are almost just like mounds of sand that someone dumped on the road in like sandbags. You hit that too fast, then you hit a slick of ice, which now that's widespread, and you have some accidents. And this is why you don't want to have an accident. It's already messy, but the temperature is just dropping. 15 minutes ago, it was 16 degrees. Before that, it was 18 degrees. When we started a couple hours ago, me and Tim, it was 23 degrees. It's now 14 degrees. Feels like it's 4 below. It's getting colder still. And later on tonight, I don't want anybody getting stuck in it, because these are the temperatures you're going to have to deal with. Wind chills 10 degrees or worse below zero. You talk about a risk for frostbite, and you also, with all the weather going on, this snow, this wind, this ice, it's going to take time for people to get to you. So you don't put emergency personnel in harm's way. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Right now in the Twin Cities, it's a mismatch. There's some roads partially covered. There's others increasingly so, completely covered. The Department of Transportation, best in the world with dealing with winter weather, only can do so much when you have winds and rapidly cooling temperatures. It has to do with the brine, the salt solution. It's less effective as temperatures approach 0 degrees, and also as it's getting blown off the road because winds are gusting above 30 miles per hour. That's what we're seeing in some parts right now. Here's the Twin City current gusts that we're seeing. These are not peak gusts. Right now, currently gusting around 30 miles per hour. We're seeing some up to 45 miles per hour, not too far west of the metro. The strongest we've seen so far today was 60 miles per hour in Morris. We'll see some more of those, I would assume, over the coming hours in southern and southwestern Minnesota in that blizzard warning. Peak wind gusts today, like I said, 60 miles per hour in Morris. We saw 52 miles per hour down in Rochester, similar 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts elsewhere, particularly in that zone. The Department of Transportation is saying don't chance it. Travel not advised across large portions west and south of the city, really west of I-35 and south of about St. Cloud and Wilmer. This whole purple section right here, that's the peak of the blizzard. Twin Cities, we're still in the winter storm warning. We're still dealing with the snow, the rapidly freezing ice. It's ice, then it's heavy snow, then it's lighter snow blowing around. If it was just one of those, you kind of have a mental idea, if you're from the area, how to drive in that. But when you get compounding effects, which doesn't always happen with every winter storm, that's when it might catch you a little bit off guard. I suspect that if you've driven so far over the past couple of hours, and I hope you're safe now, or unfortunately, if you do go outside, you're going to notice it's a little bit worse, those road conditions, than you might expect with just 5 to 8 inches normally. This is 5 to 8 inches with winds and colder temperatures and ice underneath it all. This is all happening to this rapidly deepening low pressure system. You have a tornado watch south of Chicago. Chief Meteorologist Ian Leonard, he is on scheduled vacation in Chicago. He texted Fox 9 meteorologist this morning that there were thunderstorms in Chicago, a sign of how strong this storm is. As it continues to get stronger, it's turning out severe weather, not too far from us to our southeast. And for us, we're getting this strengthening snow system, which continues to just drop more and more snow and also bring us more and more winds. Those winds really right now are going to start to kick into their top gear over the coming hours. They've been getting stronger over the past 4. The next 4, they're going to move into their strongest phase through the rest of the night. Winter storm warning in effect for the Twin Cities up to about Carrick, close to Duluth and Eau Claire. Blizzard warning for the entire southwestern half of the state in red, from Rochester all the way over to Marshall and all the way up to Alexandria and Fargo. Fargo and Moorhead, looks like the road conditions generally have been a little bit better so far, but we'll see those winds really start to kick up and blow around and reduce visibilities here shortly up to our northwest neighbors. Now, Twin Cities, you still got some more snow. Look at Futurecast here. Midnight tonight, still snowing in the south and eastern part of the state. It really exits just after midnight, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. But you're going to step outside maybe 6, 7, 8 a.m. and you'll be like, is it still snowing? It's the winds blowing all that fluffy snow around. It's not snowing at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Instead, it just looks like it is because the winds are still there. 5 to 8 inches of snow is falling. A lot of it has already fallen. We've had reports up to 3 inches so far in Bloomington. Reports are hard to get, and they're coming in slowly because of how strong the winds are, creating these mounds, if you will, and it makes it a little bit uneven. Regardless, that's where we're headed for tomorrow morning, and tomorrow the sun finally comes out, but it is going to be a much colder day. Temperatures only in the low teens. I'll bring you here to the 7-day forecast. So to recap, we got cold temperatures, we have rapidly falling snow, we have ice underneath it all, which is making for a bit of a headache. The rest of the 7-day forecast, though, things get better as we work into 2026. Cold, absolutely, but not a bad week to get outside. Today, best served indoors. Tim.
All right, sounds good. You know what? I want to get to one of our good friends out here. We've got So-Young Kim and her photographer Eli Gardner, who've been so patient. They've been waiting for us to toss to them, and it's so cold outside and so windy. So let's get to you guys right away so you can tell us what you're seeing out there. Are you at Rice Park, So-Young?
Yeah, we are. Hey, Tim, we're here at Rice Park in St. Paul. And as you know, this is kind of where all the hockey fans who are in town for the World Junior Championships have been gathering. But as you can see, and as you've mentioned, it's snowy, it's windy. So not too much activity out here today. And as you can see, if you can see the ground here, quite a bit of snow has fallen. But I would say in the last couple hours or so, the real shift has been kind of the wind has picked up. It's kind of blowing the snow in every which direction. And it feels a lot more cold than it did earlier today. So a little bit of the snowfall might have lightened up a little, but it definitely feels more cold. And now the wind factor is really kind of impacting everyone around. We did meet a few people who still brave the cold. A lot of people didn't mind the snow. They said it kind of added to the whole weekend experience of being in Minnesota and being the hockey state here. And we'll give you a look a little bit later, but behind me they have a lot of photo ops set up. There's a huge We Love Hockey photo op. There's a giant hockey puck, and everything is just covered in snow. So we'll stay out here and we'll try to meet some more hockey fans and meet some more folks, but for now we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, and I know one of those hockey fans is your photographer there, Eli Gardner, who is a big junior hockey guy himself back in the day. So he loves the sport, and he's a great photographer, so we're so blessed to have him there. And you too, So-Young. Thanks for staying cold with us. We promised we'd get to you as fast as we could. Let's